Well, hey, welcome to the garage again. The doctor must be in, huh? I'll tell you what we're doing. I'm making this little video, and I was hesitant to make it because I wanted this guitar that I'm building to tell a story. Silly me, Mr. Storyteller. You know, I wanted to pretend that this guitar had been bought by a guy, say 1961. You know, he mowed lawns, begged his parents, you know, threw the newspapers out, paper delivery boy, you know, so he could get his first guitar. He tried a few other instruments when he was a little bit younger, and they just didn't work out for him. He started to really like the guitar. And then, of course, you know, 61, he was hearing some pretty cool rock and roll stuff on the old stations there. So he made his money, and he went out to the local music store, and he bought a 1961 Duosonic, Fender Duosonic. There weren't no Squiers in those days. And of course, we all know that the Duosonic is a smaller size guitar. It's not a child guitar, but it's for students, you know, which is perfect for me because I'm a little guy. So anywho, he buys this guitar in 1961, and lo and behold, throughout the years, he has kept it all his life, and he's like 40 years old now. So he never abused it, but he used it constantly. You know, he ended up being in a band, played all over the country, in different countries, and every once in a while, against his better judgment, he lent it out to a buddy, you know, who had a broken string on his 335, so he couldn't use it, you know. Yeah, likely story, huh? So anywho, what I wanted to do with this guitar was make a vintage guitar that really hadn't been abused, but it had really been used. It had been in every bar in the country. It had been at every outside venue, playing in front of thousands of people. His little old Duosonic. So let's show it to you here for a minute, and I'm hoping you guys like the story and that maybe you'll follow the channel and watch this whole story. Here's what I'm going to do with it so far. I took and I stained the whole thing yellow first. I'll just kind of show you as I go along the colors. And then it was stained red, of course, out around the edges. Yellow was, the whole thing was yellow. Of course, there's the face of it. It's not looking really great right now because of how I've been having to do this. You know, I've been watching a lot of videos on guys staining. And I stained one of my guitars, but not like this at all. So like I said, I stained it with 4 colors. First I went with all yellow. Then I went with red around the outside, you know, maybe kind of sunbursted. There's quite a bit of red in it. Then I took brown and went around the outside and around the edge. And then I took black after that and went around the edge only. So anyways, I kind of like it, you know, because it tells a story of something that's, you know, make-believe. You know, who doesn't like a little made-up story once in a while? I'm hoping it turns out good, but I wanted to keep you in the loop, and I already did the staining I was going to do today. What I did is I'm going to use this aqua coat to fill in all the pores and anything else that's left porous, so when I finish it, it'll be absolutely glass smooth. You know, I don't want a bunch of dips and valleys and stuff like that. I think we talked about that in a different video. So anyways, I did that this morning. And, you know, this area right here, the old arm cutout, the arm rest, as we'll call it, that's kind of a tough one because, you know, when you're playing the guitar, you pretty much rest in your arm right there. So I can see where that, especially the ridge, like all along here, would have got the most abuse and the most wear. So I'm happy with what's going on with it. I stained it again this morning. Like I said, I put Varathane, or what do you want to call, shellac. I shellacked the whole thing with a spray can yesterday. That was to hold in the stain, because if I just use this stuff on it, which is wet and liquidy, any liquid on here, if I took a towel right now and put water on it and wiped it, it would be a great big huge streak in it. So that's supposed to hold that kind of in. Then I can aqua coat it, and then I can clear coat it. I'm kind of waffling between satin and gloss. I like gloss better, but you know, since it's gonna pretend to be so old, you know, I might want to, you know, do a kind of a satin. Or the other option is to get from Stu Mac. They have what they call vintage clear, which is kind of got some amber in it. You know, when I was painting motorcycles way back when, there was a bunch of different brands of paint. You know, there was Ditzler and PPG and DuPont and all these different kinds of paint, House of Color. And every single kind of can, quart of clear that you would buy looked a little different. I think it was only Ditzler that had what they called water clear, and it was just absolutely crystal clear. But like all the urethanes and the acrylic enamels and stuff that you buy today, they have a slight tint to them. And that might be what I want to go with on this. I'm not going to use enamel. I'll either use urethane, or like I said, I might go with lacquer, but I'm just not sure. Anyways, I'm kind of wondering what you guys are thinking about this. Let's kind of put the neck on it, and this is the neck that will be on it, and we'll kind of look at it and see, you know, I mean, it just kind of goes together pretty well. I think this will be pretty cool looking. You know, and here's the guy playing it, and obviously his arm's going right across there. Here's the old headstock, and this is a very nice neck. I had to buy it aftermarket because I ruined the first one. It's hanging up on the wall of shame over there when I took the old bandsaw to it as I was cutting this out, because these, at least these kit guitars, a lot of them come either with a paddle, which is non-shaped, or they have a shape, and it's, you know, I didn't like the shape, so I was trying to change it. And that one also I was cutting as a 70s. It had a pretty big paddle on it there. But I got around to here, and the old bandsaw kind of did a big burp, or my hand did a big burp, something burped, and it just cut a huge, horrible divot in it. So I took it out to my pal's house and put it on a bench grinder, went, eh. Well, I went, too far. So anyways, and that was a 21 fret neck. And I at least like 22 frets if I can get away with it. I know Fenders are notorious for having 21 frets for many years, but I kind of like that extra fret in there. So anywho, that's what we're doing. And today what I did was I sanded all that back off, all that shellac as much as I could. I had to leave some of it on, you know, to keep that, hold that stain in. And then the parts that got, you can see the parts that kind of got sanded down really far. I just restained those. First with red. I went around the outside with red. I kind of like that area right there. That's pretty nice looking. And as you can see, it's pretty good red around here. And then I went back with the yellow and tried to fade it all in. So that's what I'm doing with this puppy. I think it's kind of a cool story and a cool thing to do. And you know, me and my pal Bill were talking the other day about these guys that have these relic guitars. You know, they go out and spend 15 grand for a guitar that, you know, Fender or some other company takes, and they beat the crap. First they paint it, then they beat the crap out of it, paint it 3 or 4 different colors, and they hit it with hammers, and they take files and wreck the edges, and you know, and it looks, you know, just all along here, it's just all whacked and beat up. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not saying it's not cool, and anybody that has it, if they like it, that's cool, you know. But it's one thing to buy a guitar that was, you know, years and years old, decades old, and got abused. Not just used, but abused. And they have that. That's kind of cool. But that isn't what I wanted for this. So we're going to see what happens with this, folks. I'm going to keep on keeping on with it. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks right now. I may have to go ahead and kind of re-shellac it again to hold this next batch of colors in. Then I will use the aqua coat. And you just put that over here and you sand it back and you do it again, you know, however many times it takes to get it as smooth as you possibly can. So there won't be any little divots or pock marks in it or anything like that. Pocks! We haven't had the pocks for years. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm doing with it. I hope you're enjoying this channel. You know, it's like, I wish you guys would tell your friends, but if you're watching this inadvertently and you're not subscribed, I'd like you to subscribe and like the videos, and please comment, because any comment's good. Even though they say you're not supposed to leave negative comments, sometimes something negative somebody says, if it's not mean, you're like, oh, you might have used this technique or something. That's helpful. That's information. That's knowledge. Even if you don't use that knowledge, it's still something you can have in your brain. But I've got a few subscribers. They're mostly just friends and family. So, and of course, they're going to say, yeah, that's great. But, I want to hear from everybody else. So please like and subscribe to my videos, and leave a comment on just what you think's going on. And you think this is a cool idea and a great storyline, because this is a story guitar. That's all there is to it. And I'll keep running my little loops that I've made over the last couple of years. And, I'll try to use mostly my music in my videos. Not that it's great or anything. It's just I want to use my stuff instead of everybody else's. And honestly, I still don't have the technology down. I just finally got a YouTube channel not long ago. And I don't know how to cut, paste, edit, speed up, slow down. I don't know. And, I don't know how to pick music out of the cloud and put it on my video. I don't know how to do it. So, someday I'll show you my little record collection over there. Well, it's mostly CDs and cassette tapes. I have tons of cassette tapes. So anywho, I hope you guys are having a blessed day, a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day in Southern Oregon. We've been blessed with 2 or 3 days of just blue sky and hardly any smoke at all. So I can go out and take my morning walks and stuff again, because for a while there, for a couple, 3, 4 weeks, it was better stay in the house. Anyways, I want to see you later. Bye-bye.